Hi guys, welcome back to Modern Creep Tarot. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I had my friend, she kind of basically asked me to do a Tarot 101, not a Tarot 101 really, but an introduction to Tarot. And she wanted to get help understanding what these cards are really meant to do. How is she supposed to connect with them? And kind of the basic, what is it? And I was like, you know what, this would be a great thing to send out to people, because especially when you see, and don't get me wrong, I love all of the tarot and astrology videos that I fucking watch all the time. But what you do understand is that a lot of people don't hold that kind of esoteric knowledge in their head every day. A lot of people are watching these videos only knowing their sun sign, or only knowing that, I don't know, tarot is this mystical thing that's supposed to predict your future, and it's not, it really isn't. All, for me, is with, the people that have taught me, and the books I've read, it all says the same thing, and I feel it deep down too, where it is just a mirror. These cards are truly just a mirror of your human experience. All this imagery and the numbers and everything about these cards, they're meant to it's just a physical representation of very complicated mental ideas and feelings and emotions. When you see things like the death card, it elicits a lot of fear in a lot of people, especially also seeing the tower. It just doesn't look pleasant. But especially when you have a good reader that you connect to, it's, I think, really important for them to reiterate and have you understand that these are just showing you the cycles of your life. Tarot, truly, again, it's a mirror. If you should be seeing, it might be scary, but if you don't see these cards once in a while in your reading, then that's an indication that you're not moving forward, because death is only a part of the cycle of life. And so if if you see, I would love to see this in a reading now. Every time I've seen this in the last month, just knowing for me, this is about rebirth. This is about moving forward, leaving a lot of things behind. And this too, that hey, sometimes you get stuck, and then when you see this card, you're oh, so I'm no longer stuck. I didn't want to do anything, so the universe has put all these obstacles, or all this mayhem in my way, so I can get my ass moving. It's just that's why not everyone can connect with tarot. There are so many different healing modalities, and for me, and a lot of the YouTube community, it's a lot about tarot, because again, it's a visual thing. But it's not to say that you're not getting the same kind of healing from Reiki or crystals. And again, these are all tools for healing. But again, so one of her questions was, what are the most favorable versus the least favorable cards? And again, okay, these, well, not this one. These two may be the most, at least in the major arcana, which I think I'll just talk about today, not really get too much into the minor. But when people see these cards, again, they get frightened. But again, with context, your question, knowing that this is a part of you need to break sometimes you need to break shit down to build it back up. And then, people love seeing, let's say, the lovers. They love, oh my God, romance is coming in. Even, the Two of Cups. And, they're oh, wow, this is beautiful. Things are coming together. And yes, again, in the right context, depending on the reading, it would be beautiful to get these cards. But like for me, these cards sometimes come up when I have like major choices that I need to make a decision, especially when I get the Lover's card. When, when I have like something that's like kind of tearing me apart of should I do this or that, and I see this card, I was like, oh, and like that's just a reminder to me from like my Council of Light, which I call it that because I always call to my ancestors, my spirit guides, angels, and stuff like that, because I know I have like a lot of people around me, so I call them my Council of Light. And you guys, so like I don't know if anyone else calls it that, but again, this is my personal practice for tarot. And I guess it is another myth is that this is like there's only one way to read, that there's only one, no. Tarot is like, it is a beautiful art form as like an esoteric healing art that that is meant to be connected with you. There's no one way, there's no right way. It's just how deeply you connect with it. But again, let's go back to like least favorable, most favorable, but most favorable, hands down, Sun card. Anytime you see this in a bad reading, a good reading, up, reverse, whatever, this card definitely. I love seeing this card because it just reminds me better days. Things are, you're going to be that tiny little child, just carefree. But a lot, it takes a lot to get to here, This isn't, it's also about like illumination. It's not just about good times. It's about like shining a light onto like situations, things that don't make you happy. So like going context. What question are you asking? Are you asking about, I don't know, are you going to have a great weekend? Then yes. It could be as simple as that, One of the other questions is, I'll just read it verbatim. Are tarot card readings meant to be for fun or for reading my future? Is it witchcraft or opening doors to evil? And, of course, like with everything, there is good and bad to every, to everything, I guess, everything in life. And so when you do hear some people who are just like, light, love, like this is all, sunshine. Where's the sun card? It's all sunshine and beauty, blah, blah, blah. Not true. That's not real life. That's not real at all. So, but it's not evil. Again, this is a mirror to yourself. This is how, at least for me, how I connect to my higher self. This is when I do tarot, I can feel this like, I don't know, connection through my heart space, through my crown chakra, knowing that, I don't know, it's like, it is a channeled feeling, like you just, like the universe just wants the best for you, and if you don't understand where your life is going and you need something like tarot cards to help out, that's all it is here for you. It can only be evil or used for witchcraft if the person giving you the reading is evil and is using it for witchcraft. But if you have good, pure intentions going into a tarot reading, it will not be that for you. But it is very, very important, like either going into reading, or like if you start doing readings for yourself, you have to find ways to protect yourself from negative energies. You got to create boundaries. You really have to create boundaries, because it's just like negative thoughts. If you let negative thoughts just seep in and play over and over and over again in your head, it's gonna turn bad. That's why there's like so many different techniques on this earth to combat like negative thinking. And it's like the same thing with tarot. Like, you have to, like, if you're going in there and you're asking like a heavy ass question, or if you are doing, or you're starting to get into tarot, like, it's when you treat it with respect and with like the reverence, it's meant, like, it's not you could treat it as a parlor game if you want to. Just pull cards every day and just ask dumb questions. Totally fine. It not to say that you cannot do that, but when you are looking for those like really deep answers or a really deep connection, you have to. Oh, where was I going with this? But like, I don't know. It's just about connecting consciously with meaning. And I don't know, for me, like, it might sound like too much, but like, when I do tarot, I drop into my body, I drop into my mind, and I ask specifically like for clarity. I want to connect in an authentic, real way. And it's one of those, like, those intentions you have going into a reading or getting a reading, like, I don't know, holding that thought or that question in your mind is important. Like, like, I know when I'm distracted, doing readings and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, you're looking at these cards and you're just like, the heck does this mean? Like, what are these things together? And you could and that's when things can start getting, I don't know, like a little hairy. When, I shouldn't say hairy, but like, it's always okay to pause, to take a moment, and to understand that to connect with these cards, it's an ongoing process. It's not just, like, you're going to see this and be like, I understand. Like, no, this is a very long journey, a very long road to, because it's all it is like to help you deeply understand yourself. This is some of like the deepest introspection outside of, I don't know, meditation. And meditation, I tell this to everyone, you need to, whoever is listening to this, start meditating today. Even if it is just a couple minutes inside of your car, meditate. Like, if you want to understand what this connection I keep on talking about, to like the universe, the higher self, your highest being, like, for me, it all starts with meditation. And if you really want to truly understand what that connection means, please start meditating. There are a bunch of you guys want, like, just ask me if you want like a meditation video or like some guided meditation. Like, I'm fucking down for that all the time, all of the time. So, okay, like, another question was, what are the common mistakes people make when getting their cards read? And I think the biggest mistake is not being open. Like, they're going there and they are looking for a specific answer, or they want someone to tell them that, like, all their wildest dreams come true, or like they just have so many preconceived notions of, and again, like, it's never your fault if you don't understand, like, tarot, especially like if you go into and I'm not saying like you need to do a deep dive to understand tarot before you ever get a reading, but yeah, people go in there and they're like instantly afraid, and so that closes off their energy because they're very frightened to hear something bad. And if you let go of the idea that there's kind of good and bad, And you're like, no, this is just life. This is just, an excellent, like, fucking 5-card spread will tell you that, and we'll not show that card. It just shows you, like, a path down, like, one of the many, many paths, of your life. And if you open yourself up to seeing the possibilities down that path, you really release that anxiety, because you're like, oh my God, I like what the hell? I see this car, like, it's, she's telling me that it's all gonna be fine, like some things are gonna be scary, but honestly, like, every time I, like, pull major cards, like the Death card or the Tower card, those aren't even the ones that really frighten me, because, like, these tell you these are called, these are part of the major arcana, like the ones that have the title at the bottom versus this is a minor arcana card. It doesn't have a big title, just indicated by a number in that image, but you can see kind of the difference here. Like, for me, when I see more minor arcana stuff, like, that always troubles me, because that's full well knowing that's my responsibility. When you see a lot of majors, like, this is really telling you that the universe is out here doing stuff for you. So, like, you don't even really need to worry, because, like, you can't stop it. Like, you can't stop this tower from falling. You can't stop life from moving forward, But then when you see, like, a minor arcana card, like, this is telling you, hey girl, why are you trapping yourself in your head, in your memories? And this is when you full on, well, no, this is me. This I can change. I can really change that. So again, like, being open to your healing, because, I don't know for everyone, but, like, when I get tarot readings, it's because I am looking for healing. So when I remind myself that this is a healing art, this is a healing modality, then I need to open myself up to then all of the possibilities, instead of closing myself off and be like, no, I cannot let this happen. I cannot let this happen, No, you'd be like, you know what? I accept it. I accept that things have to change. Things have to change. I can't stay like this. And accept that I accept the healing that the cards are kind of giving to me. Opening yourself up instead of closing yourself down and be like, no. Open. Open your mind, open your heart, and let that healing come in, At this point, she was asking, what are the different spreads that I enjoy reading? I don't do any I lie. There is one particular spread that I like to do that I created for myself. And it basically uses the Rider-Waite deck with, I don't necessarily know if these are my 2 first Oracle decks, but it is one that I use the most. And my Holly Simple Oracle deck, and my Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Work Your Light Oracle deck. So I like to do pull 3 cards from each and kind of do basically like a 9-card spread, and having that center card be you right now presently, and kind of like everything that's going around you. I love using my Oracle decks with my Rider-Waite decks, because for me it's like these are all kind of like different flavors. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how other tarot people explain this, but it's like seasoning to reading. I guess that's a terrible analogy, but yeah, I honestly like to do, because one of the things I love most about tarot is connecting to like the pattern of life. Like I really connect to seeing like the flow, how the cards connect, like seeing like maybe like one side, oh, this is kind of either like the masculine side or this is the feminine side. And again, this is my personal way of reading. Like this is how I've connected to the cards, where I don't like to use spreads unless it's for something like really specific. Like for relationship readings, I do like to do not necessarily a specific spread, but ways to indicate like, oh, this is the man, or no, I shouldn't say this is like one person in the relationship, this is the other person in the relationship, this is, and maybe like these middle cards might be I don't know, like the situation between them or something, or like I don't know, it could be anything, like depending I don't know, again, the questions you ask, but like I don't necessarily like to use spreads unless it is really something specific. But you know what? And I don't like, as much as I want to go into some more astrology stuff, I do have to say one of the kind of biggest problems I have with like watching tarot readings kind of based just on your sun sign is that, again, not many people know their full birth chart. And, you know, if you're doing tarot readings just based on one's, like, on just your sun sign, or you're just listening to readings just based on that, like, it doesn't do you a service if you don't know the rest of your chart. Like, I know for me, I am a Scorpio stellium, and that means I have like 5 fucking planets in my, first of all, I have like 3 planets in my first house, which is Scorpio, and I have like another in my 10th house, the rest of them are in my 10th house or something, but yeah, I have like five planets in Scorpio. My sun, my rising, my Venus, and shit, I forgot the other 2. Oh, it's like maybe my Jupiter or something. I don't know. But anyway, so since I know that, I deeply connect to a lot of the Scorpio readings that I hear. But then, like, you know, if you're someone who is, I don't know, like a Sagittarius, but then you're like a Capricorn dominant, and you're kind of wondering, like, why am I not as carefree as like all these other Sagittarius readings, or, you know, these meme pages, astrology meme pages. You're like, how come I don't connect? And it's because you are a whole sky full of stars. You know, you're a whole birth chart full of houses and planets. Like, you are not just your sun sign. So again, for me, I shouldn't say I'm lucky enough to be a Scorpio stellium, because other people will tell you different. But for me, like, I am able to connect to those readings because I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. But if you don't, like, if you're like, let's say your sun sign is the only sign that you have in Cancer or in Pisces or something, but the rest of your chart is like earth heavy or air heavy, and you're like, oh, why don't you know, they keep on saying water signs are emotional babies, but I'm here fucking killing it. And it's because you might have a lot of earth, you know, you might have a lot of earth in your chart. You know, you just don't know it. So I guess maybe that should have been under a myth, like that you are just at least your sun sign, or like you can just, like, I don't know. It's, again, when you go into these things, or into this, like, if you really want to get more into like the metaphysical and the esoteric, it would be, I suggest you really go into it with the mindset of like, hey, I'm trying to find my best, highest self. That you're going to be open to all the changes that the universe is going to provide you, to like, hey, you're on this journey now to self-discovery and self-betterment, like you just want to be happy, then like this is like tarot and astrology, that's what it's here to help you with. And like hopefully like I don't want to get so much into like retrogrades right now, even though I know one is starting within the next couple of weeks or something. Maybe I can get a little into that in another video, but you know what, I'm gonna end this reading pulling some cards since I already have them out. So whoever is listening to this, let's drop into that energy. Let's pull some cards for anyone who's listening to this. Let's see what messages my council light has for you guys. And you can see a lot of different ways people do, I don't know, shuffle. And again, like this is all very much a personal practice. I wouldn't want anyone to try to like mimic what I do, because again, like this is how I connect. I like, a lot of people like to do like a specific amount of shuffles. Like they only do 7 shuffles, and then they cut the deck, and then they do like an additional 3 or something, or they don't do like bridge shuffles, or they only do like casino. Like again, this is about you feeling comfortable with connecting. How do you connect with these cards? Like for me, I like to do a combination of things to help drop me into that feeling, to that emotion. So let's pull some cards. You know what? I have that other deck out too. Let's see what messages you guys need to hear. Ooh! First one that pops out, 9 of Pentacles. And okay, I'm gonna talk a second about pop-out cards. And for me, like I get pop-out cards when I just keep on like over shuffling, because I enjoy the shuffling, because it's one of those, it's a very meditative practice for me, and I know sometimes I start like over shuffling. So I think it's one of those like the universe, everyone telling me up there like, hey, you need to start, like stop stalling. And let me pull 2 more cards, but the first one that pops out, 9 of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull 2 more. So 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. I love it. Another card popped out, and it was the Fool upright. So let's do a little one more before I get okay. Oh shit. Okay. This is, I think, a great spread to see right now. I mean, especially for this video. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, and by herself, it really means like this independent kind of boss bitch lady. You can see all these pentacles surrounding her. Like pentacles are indications of like wealth, or like earthly being, like, like my words are really escaping me. But anyways, to see this by itself, like this is a woman who is like kind of luxuriating in her own her own oneness, her own beauty. She's loving life. And then we have the Fool and the 5 of Pentacles. So like when you see, like I know before when I used to see this card, I would get so scared, so frightened, because this is always talking about a lack of something, a lack of like stability or money, and or being like scared in general. But then you see these cards like all together, and like, what is that story that it tells you? And you're like, this independent person who has everything is again starting new. And how scary is that? You know, like, so whoever is listening to this, like, just to know, like, okay, you feeling confident, you know what you want, but it's not enough. She is but she's but a 9. She is not yet fully realized. You know, the tarot goes from, well, at least, like, numerology wise, like, 9, okay, there's 10, and then there's the court cards and something and everything else. But so 9, it's always like an almost there. It is a very auspicious number too. But again, you're like, hey, I know I'm almost at a 10, almost at that 10 of Pentacles where you have everything you ever wanted. But here, a 9 with a Fool starting over, and you're like, yeah. To start from the bottom again, how, again, like, it sounds scary, but how exciting. Like, you were at the top, but now you get to do something new. And I know this looks scary, but this is just like kind of, again, this is a lower number. This is a 5. And you're like, you see that you were a 9 before and you're going to a 5. Like, how scary is that? And you're like, you might also be worried about, like, money or, like, your family situation or something. Like, these were Pentacles mean. You know what? I am going to do, like, a Tarot 101 and kind of break down the cards by themselves. But this is a later, I'm getting all over the place. But to see these all together, for me, whoever needs to hear this right now, that you feel like, hey, I'm at the top of my game. I'm getting almost everything I want, but I got to go in a new direction. I got to start over at some point. I got to do something new. And how scary is that? This is just, like, I don't want to be like basic fears. I mean, fears in general are not basic, but this is just like the fear of starting over again, you know? And I know I'm at that place right now, but this, to see the Fool is always awe-inspiring to me, because you're like, hey, you made a choice. You made a choice to either better yourself, that you want to stay this woman, you want to be, or a different version of this woman, you know, or a more higher elevated version of this woman. Like, you don't want it to stop there, but you know you have to start back at the bottom to kind of like build yourself way back up. So whoever is watching this, and like, again, like, if you are, like, you're obviously here to understand more about tarot, the metaphysical, the esoteric world. So, like, whoever you are listening to this, know that you're here for a reason, that you want to know more about tarot for a reason, because you want to be your best, highest self. And again, it is scary to start something new, but you definitely should, even with this card here, because again, it's a 5. That's a low vibrational number. You can get out of that shit quick. But this one, and especially these higher cards, especially the Fool. Look at this guy. I mean, got a fucking bindle, a flower, that beauty. He's got a companion, and you know, for me, like, or a lot of people, I shouldn't just say for me, but you know, that's his demon, his spirit guide. I just watched Golden Compass, so but yeah, like, that's the universe with you, ready to go on your journey. See, whoever is watching this, because you are looking to see if you want to go on this esoteric journey, do it. Even with that 5 of Pentacles there, this is, you know, I love it when people really decide to do something scary, because a lot of people don't have that courage, but you have that courage to do something outside of your comfort zone. And if it is tarot, like, hey, that's a way outside. That's way outside. And, you know, hey, I want to welcome you guys in here because it's freeing. It's completely, tarot, astrology, all this esoteric stuff has been completely freeing for me because it's really helped let go of my ego, an attachment to what I think my life should be. And I hope that's what it really ultimately ends up happening for you guys, is that you just get completely free from, I don't know, the bullshit around you, the preconceived notions of what everything is supposed to mean. And then when you see this and understand that life is so textured, that there are so many nuances, so many things that, you know, if you just open yourself up to it, and instead of trying to live by someone else's rules or by their standards, and to understand that you have that freedom right now to go your own way, do it. You know, despite being scared, do it. This might be a 0, but the potential the Fool has, you know, like the number 0 is the potential, since it's like not technically a number, but it is a number since it has like the potential of all numbers. Like, that's you. You are this circle, this person starting again, and you get to, I don't know, I want to be like, you get to make your own rules, but you get to you get to choose the path that you want. And right now it might be towards the esoteric, and it's exciting. I am really, really, I don't know. I love it. I love it when people start getting into this, because, again, when I was saying earlier that it's truly a mirror of your own experiences, your life, your inner world. And for you to want to get to know that is a really beautiful, beautiful thing. And so guys, explore it. But that's it for now. I hope to do a video like this again sometime soon, but I will definitely do another pick a card reading, and I hope you guys watch. So if this helps, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you have any more questions, please let me know. But thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.